Boys and girls, children of all ages. How goes the struggle? Almost flopped in the river. Let's go. First cast of the afternoon struggle, y'all. I'm kind of standing like this so I can kind of look back and see what you guys got to say. If anything at all. Appreciate it. All you guys who want to join us on these live streams, fishing excursions of catching, sometimes not catching. But we're here, doing our thing. The water has receded enough to where I can stand right here. Yesterday was so high you couldn't even get to this spot. So here we are, fishing away, fishing away, fishing away. Still trying to get some last of the season steelhead for you guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your Saturday. I know I am. This morning's live stream was pretty freaking cool, man. Pretty freaking cool. That water is flowing way more than what it normally does. Hey, we got a watcher. Nice. Hi! I'm a goofy goober. Yeah! Nah. That wasn't a bite. I thought for a second that was a bite. It ended up being a whole lot of nothing. Ended up being a whole lot of netting. Really didn't see. Might be a weed on there for all I know. Kind of feels like there might be a weed on there. Nope, no weed. I guess I was just wishing. How's you guys this afternoon going over there? YouTube? Hopefully it's as good as my days, man. I'm not exactly getting things fixed around the house, but I'm fishing anyway. Got a lot of extra current now that the water's high. It's still probably about a good 5 feet high. What's going on? Line something or other. All the fly fishermen aren't standing in the water fly fishing because it's so stinking high. Probably get swept away with as much extra water coming along right now. I wouldn't even dare trying to use the side planer in this stuff today. It's just that rough today. Just that rough. A lot of extra water, everything. I'm telling you. So we're just gonna grind it out and see if we can't pick up a fish. This morning we didn't have no luck. This afternoon we're just getting started. So who knows what we'll get, if anything. This high water can totally mess up your fishing for sure, guys. All of those coastal steelhead fishermen know that high waters can mess up your fishing big time. Ed, pike, ring. How you doing? Glad you could join us today or this afternoon. Hopefully we're gonna catch a fish for you guys at some point. I don't know. Fishing is always one of those things you just never know, 50-50 chance of catching a fish, you know. And the more you cast, the more opportunities you got to catching one, but doesn't mean that your percentage goes up just because you casted it 1,000 times. What are you guys fishing for this time of the year, huh? What are you guys fishing for? I want to know. Extreme Reaper Game. Hi, how you doing? Gaming. How you doing this afternoon? No, fishing for steelhead. Fishing for steelhead, not bass. We'd be in a world hurt if there's bass in this river. I'm doing great. I can't complain. Anytime I'm fishing, that's probably better than not fishing, you guys. Faith, fish, and fish hunt. Yeah, I agree with you. Faith is a good thing. Fishing and hunting are a good thing too. Yeah, we don't have pike in the Deschutes River. But yeah, pike, from what I understand, is a fun game fish to catch. And they say that they taste really good too. I've never eaten a pike and I've never caught one, so. Definitely wouldn't mind catching a pike someday. Hopefully next summer I'm gonna catch one. I hope. Get that off my bucket list. A fish to catch. A juicy pike. Are pike native to the UK? No, I haven't caught anything today. Is pike native to the UK? Or is it one of those ones that they brought in and just stocked because they wanted to control some other species? Have you sweared? Three rows of razor teeth. 4 steps. Gnarly teeth, huh? Okay, well, let me know if they're native to your country or not. I'm trying to catch one for everybody, y'all. With these high waters like this, you never know if you're going to catch anything. Waters are high. I'm sure somebody's probably caught something today. I just haven't caught nothing. Of course, I haven't fished that much today either, though. Normally on Saturdays, I put a full day in, but I didn't get to do that today. Didn't get to put a full day in. I came down, fished for a little bit. Need a boat? I mean, not on this river you don't, because you can't fish from a boat on the Deschutes River. They don't allow that on the river. They say it's too hazardous of a river to be fishing from a boat. So you got to fish either wade fishing or fishing from the bank. Bows, yeah, rainbows, yeah. Basically, I'm fishing for steelhead, which is a sea run trout. So yeah. Thank you, I appreciate that. Got you. Okay. Cool. I'm glad to know that they're native to your country. So many places have fish that are illegally stocked, and then everybody gets mad about it, and then there's nothing they can do about it. They seem like everything they try to do to get them under control can't seem to get them under control. Yeah, that autocorrect always does everybody dirty, don't it? A little bit chillier this afternoon than it was this morning. But this afternoon it's got a little breeze to it. That's why it feels a little chillier. Brown trout are native in Scotland. Yeah, I've caught a few brown trout. No monsters, but I've caught a few. Um, they're not native to our lands, but they're definitely a highly sought after fish, though. Some people just don't like them because they eat all the native species. But that's okay. All the wild species they eat, so a lot of people don't like them here in the States. There's Mr. Alex and Bella. There we go. Cover up my ears a little bit. Look, a little bit of that wind. No, not caught anything yet today. I did have to leave for a little bit, so I didn't fish as long as I normally would today. And that's just mostly because I had to run home and go try and take care of some stuff at home, and then I came back down and just getting started again. Hopefully we're gonna catch something though. Yeah, we got the sea run trout, which is the steelhead. We got rainbows, and we got whitefish and different fish like that. So, and we got the occasional Central Oregon rock cod that likes to bite too and break your stuff off, and so you have to retie. We don't have any grayling, which would be cool if we had grayling, but we don't have those here. But we definitely have brown trout, rainbow trout, salmon. We got the Chinook salmon, which is what they call a king salmon. I thought graylings were more like really cold, snowy, icy, high up in the northern hemisphere type fish. Drunk in frogging. Hi, how you doing? Nice, Arctic chart. Sweet. We do have the bull trout, dolly varden, and brook trout, which are considered char, part of the char family, I believe. Drunken frog. Oh, frogging. Oh, okay, I got you. Makes more sense now. My bad. My first language may be English, but it ain't good English, that's for sure. And what problem is that? Confused a lot of people. Oh, I got you. I got you. What problem do you have? M.O. Watsim. How do you say that? Pronounce that properly. And the deep hill walks. Maybe you have too heavy of line on it. Can cause it to not cast very far. There's several problems that can happen when your reel's not casting to performance. It depends on what size rod and reel you're using and what you're using it for. If you have enough line on it or not enough line on it. So basically with the spinning reel, I'll grab mine real quick. Your spinning reels have a rating on it for pound test, all right? So I got this spinning reel. It's a 3000 series reel. I've got it lined with braid. You don't have to use braid. But basically what happens with your spinning reels, okay, if you don't have the right size line for it, it can cause it not to cast very well. So basically, this reel is rated for I'll tell you here in just a minute. I should know it just by looking at it, but so this one's basically rated for anywhere from 6 to 12 pound test, and I've got it lined up with braid, okay, and it's a full spool, but it's a 8 pound diameter line, so it's going to give me my 6 to 12 pounds is going to give me my max castability with this reel, because that's what it's rated for. Okay, so if you use too heavy of line for a 3000 size reel, say you go 15 pound test, you're not going to be able to cast it as far because it's too heavy of line for this reel. Like I've got ultralights where it's only rated for 2 to 6 pound tests, so I don't go any higher than usually 2 to 6 pound tests, because then it affects my performance of my reels. So basically, you want to match your reels. It's usually on the reel or in the box that you get it. See right here. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it's got what it's rated for right there on the reel. So basically what you want to do is you want to match your line to your reel and your rod. Like this rod is meant for 6 to 12 pound tests. So if I go with 15 pound tests, it's not going to cast as well on this rod. If I go with lighter, it might cast well, but maybe not well enough. So, oh, you got a 5000 size reel with 20 pound test. Wow, that's a gigantic reel. What are you fishing for? Carp or salmon? 20 pound test. No matter what size reel you throw it on, it's going to be a little bit harder to throw because it's bigger reel. But okay, so the other thing you want to find out with using your rod and your reel is what your rod is rated for weight. See, like this rod particularly is rated for 3/16 to a half an ounce weight. So if I throw anything heavier than a half an ounce, it's not going to perform properly, or anything lighter than a 3/16 of an ounce. It's not gonna cast nearly as well. So all these different variables can come into come into how to use it properly and how well it casts. So you got a 5,000 reel. That's a pretty good size reel. What do you got? Probably a 6 foot, 7 to 10 foot rod, right? On there. So find out what that rod is recommended for. Just like a reel, find out what the line recommendation is, and that will help your peak for performance out of everything you're using. Like I've got an 8/6 rod here. I don't go anything heavier than a half an ounce that I'm casting. It casts pretty good too. So you just got to match your rods and your reels to your line, and it will help your castability. Like sometimes the guides can affect your castability. Like if you're using a 20-pound line on this guide, it's not going to cast as well because it's not big enough. Basically what happens is this 20-pound test is it has a bigger loop through your guides. Once it gets through the guides, it gets into a compact thing. But from here to here, it's got this big spirally doodad. And then once it gets to here, it starts to go flatter without all the spiral. So just remember to match your reel to your rod, your line to your reel, and don't go any heavier than what your rod is recommended for. As far as casting, for line, castability, everything. It makes a big difference. It truly does. See, like my bait caster, I don't have to worry about a spiral when I'm casting because it comes off the reel straight. So don't do this. So I can throw different things on it a little bit differently. So just hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Like this, I've got 20-pound braids. It's in like a 6 to 8 pound diameter, and then I've got a 8-pound fluorocarbon leader here, and I'm throwing a quarter of an ounce. A quarter of an ounce lure here, maybe a little bit more than a quarter of an ounce. So, and this rod is rated for a half to 1.5 ounce lures. So I can go all the way up to 1.5 ounce lure or weight and cast it, and it'll cast pretty good. And this is a medium heavy, to where that's a medium action rod. The other one I showed you is a medium action rod. And this is a medium heavy. So I can cast heavier stuff. Hopefully that helps you out a lot. How you guys doing today? I hope you're doing as well as I am. Mr. Alex, how you doing, buddy? The water is high. The water is high. Alex and Bella just showed up a couple minutes ago while I was explaining the rod and reels. We're gonna go ahead and switch rods, and we'll go to that other spoon style. Did you get all your shopping done today?
Yeah.
All right. Well, most of it. Oh yeah. What's that? I'm good for now. I'm trying to catch a fish, and now I'll have some chicken later. And then this rod is a 8/6 medium. medium action. It's meant for a half an ounce to 5/8 of an ounce. So, and it's rated for 8 to 17 pound test. This rod, and this is another bait caster rod. That was the Daiwa Tarantula. This one's the Shimano Corrado. You guys, and I'm throwing a half an ounce spoon on this one. You guys, gold color. Are you guys all ready for the holidays, Christmas? Remember the reason for the season, y'all. It's not about presents. It's about the good Lord. Yeah. The reason for the season, y'all. And we're going to start working it in closer and further out. Browns, no, we don't have any browns on this part of the river. Further up in the mountains, we got brown trouts further up on this part on the river. Just not this stretch of river. Hi, how you doing? Glad you guys could join us today. Hopefully we're gonna hook up a fish. Even if not, we're gonna have a good time. That's for sure. Then we're gonna have a good time. Most of the places I stand there is underwater right now. All the high water we've had. A lot of high water. It's receded quite a bit since yesterday. It stopped raining here about 9 o'clock yesterday morning. And so basically what we're doing is just waiting for the water to come back down to normal level. But that could be weeks from now. It could be, a couple days. You just never know how long it's going to take for that water to recede to the depths it normally is. We're in Oregon. We're on the Deschutes River. I've never fished Colorado, but someday I'll make it there to fish Colorado. Someday. The states I fished is Oklahoma, Missouri. I think I might have fished part of Arkansas when I was a kid. And Missouri are the 3 states I fished. Maybe 4 states. So I still got a lot of states to fish yet. Still got a lot of states to fish. We just done a Missouri trip not long ago. Yeah, we get the bears and the mountain lions, yeah, for sure. I've seen my fair share of the bears. I've yet to see a lion, but I've definitely seen a lot of bears. They do have a lot of lions in Oregon, but I've not seen any lions. I've seen bobcats and lynx, but never any lions. A lot of people have seen them, but I've just never been lucky enough to see a lion. Justin, what's going on? Not yet, not yet. I haven't caught anything yet. The water's high and out of shape, so I don't know if we'll catch anything with as high as the river is. I thought about axing the river today and going to the lake, but I didn't. I'm here on the river trying to get that last minute steelhead. Only got about a week left, and then it'll be done. Only about a week left, and it'll be done. I actually think we got about 2 weeks left, actually. We got this week and most of next week, and then it'll be closed. So, because next week's Christmas, so we got about that much time left. Well, today I haven't gotten any fish on, and today I fished for a couple hours this morning, and then I had to run home, take care of some things, and then I just got out here about 30 minutes ago. So as long as I've been alive, I mean, how long I've been back out here. So. Yeah, it is moving fast today, but it's really high, so I expect it to be moving fast. It's not normal water levels, so fishing for steelhead and trout, whitefish, the occasional salmon, just whatever really wants to bite, but primarily steelhead. Primarily steelhead. We're in Oregon on the Deschutes River in Central Oregon. This morning's live stream was really cool, though. Even though we didn't catch any fish, it was still just a really cool. I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. I can't complain. Yeah, it was like that too here. Raining, flood warnings, and it did flood. I put out some footage of the flooding yesterday. So definitely put out some footage from all the flooding. So if you guys want to see the flooding here in Warm Springs area, you guys can go check out that stuff. I put that out yesterday. Yeah. No, we're not allowed to use bait on the river. We're only allowed to use artificial flies and lures. So no bait. No bait, just artificial flies and lures. Yeah, we got hit pretty hard too from the rain for a few days, and then finally yesterday about 9 o'clock it stopped raining, and now things are starting to recede a little bit. So yeah, using a spoon. I was using a Clio. Now I'm using a Stilly, and then a Panther Martin, and also jigs. And jigs under floats. So yeah, spoons work pretty good, pretty good. Steelhead, salmon, trout, whitefish, pike minnow, big lip suckers. Those are the kinds of fish that run in this river. The steelhead usually run right now. The salmon are usually in here right now. The trout and the whitefish and the suckers and stuff are here all the time. Nope, can't use bait. Got snagged up. I might have to go chasing it to see if I can't get it snagged. You guys. I might have to leave you guys here long enough for me to go chasing and see if I can't get that unsnagged. Okay. I'm going to have to leave you guys here because I can't get it unsnagged from here. So I'll be back, you guys. Yeah, cast higher. Yeah. All right, I'll be back, you guys. Okay, I'm back. Whew. Had to go chasing. Sometimes you gotta go chasing to get your lure back, but it's worth it sometimes. Sometimes it's worth going chasing. So, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna throw a bob or a jig. Maybe not underneath a bobber, but definitely gonna be throwing a jig. Jig fishing for steelhead is fun, for sure. What are you guys doing on your Saturdays except for watching me? All right, let's go ahead and switch to a jig, you guys. I don't know if it'll do us any better, but can't hurt to try, right? All right. Black and red marabou jig, good combination for catching steelhead, for sure. Don't know if we'll catch one, but we can try. We've thrown everything else at them and haven't had any luck yet, but we can keep trying for sure. And basically what we do is we just throw it out there and we jig it. Colt, the fisherman. What's going on, Colt? How you doing today? Hopefully you're enjoying your day. Fishing the Deschutes River. The mighty, mighty Deschutes River today. Long tag. Why not snip? Well, I mean, I can, yeah. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I don't always pay attention to detail. I'm more or less trying to get out there and catch a fish sometimes and paying attention to detail. But now that you brought it to my attention, why not? All right, all right. My there. Much smaller tag, better presentation. Thank you. I like it when people remind me to do stuff because I don't always do it the way I should do it. A lot of times I'm in just a hurry to get out there and get them. But I think most fishermen are just in a hurry to get out there and get them. At least most of the fishermen I know do. They are. Yeah, I don't blame you there. Being picky can get you more fish, for sure. Fly fisherman though, yeah. I do fly fish. I definitely do fly fish. I just don't do it enough sometimes. Sometimes I get stuck in doing this instead of fly fishing, and I need to do more fly fishing. It's definitely a fun way to catch a fish. Thank you. I'll do my best to have good luck out here. We don't have much time left, and it's going to close on us. At least this stretch of the river. Opperman. However you say that. Sorry if I don't pronounce it properly. Glad you guys could join us though today, for sure, for sure. Trust me, I'd be out there live streaming fly fishing if I could, but I don't have no way to do that, and make sure that my phone and tripod don't go flopping in the water. It's been a pretty good season though, for sure. I ain't caught a lot of fish out of here this year, but I've caught a couple, so I ain't complaining none. I'm glad you guys joined me though. Always am. Always am. You do a lot of fly fishing on the Deschutes River? Because it says you're a fly fisherman, so you do a lot of fly fishing on the Deschutes River? Oh yeah? Ken Mero, how you doing? Well, my balance is a little off, I guess. Anything to get away from the wife, huh? I don't do it to get away from the wife. I do it because I just love to fish. That's the whole reason why I started the channel, because I just love to fish, you know. I'd be fishing rather or not on making content, so I'm just gonna continue to fish and make content for folks. Just to get away from the wife. I do, however, like your style, though. I mean, sometimes you need a break from the missus, right? Just don't let the wife know you said that. Nope, not yet. Nothing yet. It can be hard to catch these fish in this high water. You know, it doesn't always pan out. I mean, we're freaking way above what we should be at this point. I mean, we're good. Still, I feel like we're still a good 8 feet higher than what we normally would be on the Deschutes River for this time of year. I mean, it's not unusual for it to once in a while get high like this, though. We've got all of this week coming up, and then till Thursday of the following week to catch a steelhead before it closes. You know, that's why they call it fishing and not catching. Because you spend a lot of time fishing and not catching. And any steelhead fisherman will tell you that exact same thing. Let's see, it says, will you jump in and find one? Don't come back until... I'm not jumping in that water. Sorry. You wanna, if you wanna jump in there and not come out until you find one, that's up to you. But I'm not gonna jump in there, go in there until I find one. It's too cold for that. I think it's funny though that you'd want me to do that. I didn't think you'd want to jump in there today. I agree, too funny. Too funny. Hand server server work. How you doing today? Decoys take Saturdays off, huh? Since when? Since when? Glad you could join us, though. Glad you could join us. Because I didn't bring my whitefish rod. You got yours on you? Hey, if you got yours on, I'll try for whitefish. If you want, here. What? You don't have it? I've got a rod I can switch real quick and use for whitefish. Ron, it seems like every time I fish decoys take the day off, as of today. Thank you. It is a really nice place for sure. Really nice place. Fishing with Ferg. Yep, still at it. Still at it. That's one thing about us fishermen. Sometimes we don't know when to tap out and call it quits. You want me to rig up one of my other rods for it? I can.
Huh?
You want me to rig up one of my other rods for whitefish? I can. All right. I'll bring the phone up to you, the live stream up to you, so you can visit with these folks while I get rigged up.
Bring your camera up here.
What's that?
Just bring that thing up.
I am. I'm bringing it up here. Alex wants me to try to catch a whitefish, so I'm gonna go get rigged up for a whitefish and see if I can't. And I'll let him entertain you guys while I'm rigging up for whitefish, you guys. Alex likes to entertain people. I think he does, anyways. Alex, you can entertain these guys for a while. I'll get rigged up.
I didn't bring my other.
All right, I got another rod I can use for catching whitefish.
I didn't bring the other tackle box.
Got you. But you got a rod you could use for whitefish, right?
Yeah.
All right. Which one you want me to use?
Either one, whatever.
Either one, okay.
So that one, this is a smaller one.
I like the longer rod though.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I like the longer rod.
It's cold.
Yeah, I'll go get. I think I got the proper tackle in my for whitefish. So let me go get it real quick. All right, you guys, we're going to show you guys how to rig up for whitefish real quick since we're going to be rigging up a rod for it anyways.
You got the hooks? I got the hooks right here.
You got hooks? Oh, okay, I got some flies too. That's why I brought it over.
Oh.
Okay, let's see.
What do you need? You want me to help you?
I got it. I got it figured out. I just got to... let me get this. Oh no! Oh. Okay. Okay, let's take all this stuff off. Probably not. You let it get all nasty like that. I don't think it's any good anymore. Here's that back.
That's it.
I'm gonna put those in here. You got any weights?
Yeah.
What we're gonna do here is we're gonna take this here egg pattern. All right, thank you. We're gonna put it up here.
These hooks?
Well, we're gonna do this. Yeah, you're trying to catch a big old fish, aren't you?
Big old whitefish for that, yeah.
We're gonna take that and we're gonna put that like that, and then there's a couple of different ways you can do it, but we're just gonna do it like this. We're gonna take that, and then we're gonna wrap that like this, and then we're gonna make a loop, just like that. Don't have to do it too many times because it'll get stationary once you put that egg pattern through there, just like that.
Like that.
And then
Like that.
pull that tight, put a little saliva on there. Pull tight. That one's on there. Then we need a nymph, the next one, and then we can put on a weight, and then we can go try and catch this guy some whitefish because he wants some whitefish. I don't blame him. They're delicious.
We're gonna cook it up.
Delicious little morsels of.
We're gonna do the catch and cook again.
I don't have my cooking stuff. I can't do a catch and cook. On a truck. All the catch and cook stuff's on the truck. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing. A couple little twists in here. Put that through there. Put a little saliva on there. Pull it tight. There you go. Rigged up. You got to put on a weight. And now you're ready to go fishing, y'all. Pretty simple little way to rig up for these whitefish, you guys. Not a lot to it, just a quick little. It's raining where at? Trust me, it just stopped raining yesterday here. It's been raining for a couple of days. It just finally stopped raining here. Northern California, yeah. That's why the water is so high, is because we've had all that rain here. It finally stopped yesterday. All right, let's go down there and see if we can't catch a couple whitefish, because Alex is like, try for the whitefish, man. So here we are. We're going to try for the whitefish, man. All right, you guys, let's go back down there and get all ready. See if we can't get a whitefish or two, or 3 or 4 or 5 or 20 or whatever's. All right, let's keep going down. All right. Let's see if we can't catch a couple whitefish. Since nothing else has really cooperated so far today, we can try. Ain't no guarantees that's gonna work, you guys. But we'll give it a go for a little bit. All right, you guys, let's see if we can't get a couple other fish since the steelhead aren't cooperating too well today. Yeah, it's definitely been a mess. Red Brick, how you doing? Mush Butler, how you doing? No, it's not my door. It's my buddy Alex's door. He tends to do that. He don't mind the door being left open, I guess. He's usually right up there by the car, by the truck, anyways. We'll see if we can't get a fish, one way or another. Basically, what we're doing is swinging flies for steelhead, trout, whitefish, anything that'll bite a fly at this point. All right, thank you. Thumbs up. Fishing the Deschutes River here in Central Oregon. The lovely, lovely Deschutes. I'm telling you, it's one of the most beautiful rivers in the Pacific Northwest. It's got lots of fish in it. Big fish, small fish, fish in between. Bittersweet for you, huh? Oh yeah. Yeah, this is definitely Central Oregon. I'm trying to move these rods out the way so I stop stepping on the butts of them. Fish on, all right. There we go. Fish on, you guys. It's a good one too, if it is a fish. That might be a snag. Yeah, it was just a snag. Never mind. My bad, I thought it was a fish there for a second. Got excited. A little too excited, I guess. Yeah, I want to go to Montana. I hear it's a beautiful place. lot of places that I'd like to go, for sure. Glad you guys could join us though today, that's for sure. It's been a beautiful, beautiful day. For sure. You guys all ready for Christmas? I know, come on, Fishy. Mo Styles in the house, y'all. Mo Style in the house. Ah. Fishy, fishy. Ah. What's the rivers looking like over there where you at, Mo? Are they blowing out and over rained on? Got too much water? You guys have been getting a lot of rain over there too. Yeah. I mean, literally, like, we had some serious flooding going on yesterday, though, for sure. I'm glad it's finally receding, though, for sure. Remember that rock I showed you guys yesterday? Couldn't stand on it yesterday. Could stand on it today, though. So it's receded enough to where I can stand on one of the rocks I normally stand on, but not all the normal rocks I stand on. Tomorrow I might be a little more receded. I don't know. I won't be fishing tomorrow though. Got to get my Christmas shopping done tomorrow. Yeah, it swims down pretty quick, but it's still high. It's still high. The other rocks are still underwater. I can't even stand on them yet. At least here, one of these ones that's closer to the bank, I can stand on to fish from. Oh no, I missed one. I missed one, you guys. Why would I do that? Well, because I'm a little slow on the head this afternoon, I guess. I was gonna say this morning, but it's afternoon. Afternoon. See, if they were to hold more water back, the river wouldn't be this high. But the dams are what they're using to make the water be higher or lower. Depends on how much water they're letting out at the dam. Yeah, it does make you wonder where it goes so fast. Mush Butler. Somebody honking. There? No? If it is, it's a small fish. Nope, I guess not. I have faith in myself too, but for whatever reason, it's just been a struggle today. All this high water does make it hard, for sure. Definitely makes it a lot harder. Come on, I don't want to be skunked. I haven't been skunked in so long. I hate to be skunked today. Been a long time since I've not caught a fish. So I kind of like hoping I get one here. I mean, anything's possible, but some days it just seems like, you know? Some days it just seems like, I haven't even hooked and lost one today. That's unusual because even when I get skunked, I at least tend to hook one and lose one. But today I ain't even hooked one. Mama said there'd be days like this for sure. For sure, for sure. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are fishing with me too, even if I don't catch anything. But it's gonna be bittersweet if I get skunked today, because it's been a while since I got skunked. So it'll be something. I'm sure somebody had to have caught a fish today here on the river. Somebody had to though. Too beautiful of a day, and I mean, yeah, the water's high and it's a little murked up, but the fish, they're there. So somebody had to have caught a fish today. There's just no doubt about it in my mind. Somebody had to have caught a fish today, even if it wasn't me. So I'm gonna keep on struggling. Keep on struggling. Yeah, I've been here for about an hour and a half now, I would say. Maybe more than that. Maybe less than that. So and plus I've always got Tuesday and Thursday to catch a fish too. So well, not Thursday, because Thursday's Christmas, so maybe I'll go Monday and Tuesday. Maybe Monday and Friday, I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. But it'll be after work, so. Yeah, plenty of time left for sure. Boy, it's starting to get chilly out here. Wind's picking up a little more. Getting a little chillier.
No bites?
No bites. I think I might have had one, but
It's starting to get chilly.
it is starting to get chilly.
Sun went behind the thing, so I'm gonna quit it.
You're gonna quit? You're gonna call it a day?
Yeah,
Well, thanks for stopping in anyways for a little bit.
good fish.
You may not got a fish, but I'm gonna get one before the end of the night.
Huh?
I'm gonna get one. I'm still gonna get one. I'll say I'm gonna get one till the last light.
It's starting to get chilly.
Oh, I know, right?
Did you figure out what happened to your electrical?
No, I haven't gotten it fixed yet. I have not figured it out, and it stinks because
Well, you better go home and check it out because your wife is not going to have what you call it in the bedroom, huh? You said in the bedroom?
yeah. We're running an extension cord from. We're running an extension cord right now. Say hi to Alex.
Hey, aloha.
Yeah, Alex was fishing, but he decided to call it quit earlier. Yeah, steelhead.
Because it's cold.
Yeah, it's definitely getting cold, for sure. He had too much to do this morning, so he couldn't join me this morning, but he probably should have joined me this morning before it got cold this evening.
Yeah.
Should have went and done all of his running around this afternoon. But,
Well, you gonna keep my pole for now?
oh no, I'll give it back and I'll just use my own poles. Yeah, I'll keep grinding it out on my rods.
Really?
Yeah. I don't mind. I'm going to do one more cast with your rod, and then I'm going to
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
hand it to you.
yeah.
Wake up, Alex. Wake up. It's not bedtime yet. Wake up. I'm sorry that your phone keeps acting up, Mo style. This morning's live stream truly was special, though. Definitely was a special live stream. All right, Mr. Alex. Here's your rod back, man.
You want the ring?
Nah, just hold on to it. We'll be fishing together pretty quick, anyways.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Say, see you to Bella and Alex, the real star of the show, Bella.
Sir.
Y'all.
Aloha.
All right, Mr. Alex. We'll catch you later, bud.
All right. Yeah, we'll see ya.
Yep. What are you chasing down, Bella? Okay, we were going to do the jig and bobber until he suggested that we fish a different style. So let's go get the jig and bobber, and we'll fish the jig and bobber for a little while, since we fished everything else. Everything but the jig and bobber today. Well, I think we did use the jig and bobber this morning. But we'll get the jig and bobber, and then we'll get back down here and fish some more. So we're gonna set these out of the way so that we don't stomp on them or whatever, and then we'll move them over that way after we get the jig and bobber. Okay. Okay. So we'll go with the orange and white marabou jig underneath the addicted float. I'll show you that float as soon as I drop it down here a little bit. Yeah, that should be far enough. Underneath the addicted fixed float. Now you can slide it up and down the line, but it is a fixed float, you guys. So yeah, there we go. Simple setup, good to go, and hopefully there's a steelhead wanting to chomp on it. And now we're fishing with the float. And the bobbers. See if we can't get a fish on that. Nothing else seems to be working this afternoon. Thing about high water like this, you got to fish a lot deeper. A lot of times you get bites, but sometimes I just don't want to fish deeper. I should be fishing at 8 feet instead of 6 feet deep, because I feel like 8 feet when it's this high is probably going to give me more opportunity to catch fish, but who knows. We'll start out at 6 feet and then adjust accordingly like always. Sometimes we start out as low as 3 feet deep. Do a quick measurement real quick. Maybe not quite 6 feet. Make that adjustment real quick. Okay, I would say that's closer to 6 feet then. Now that we've made our adjustment on the float, to me, starting between that 3 to 6 feet is always crucial, but it's high water. So high water, you know, it makes a big difference on what the depth is. And sometimes high water I don't go deep enough. So I found over the years sometimes you got to go 7, 8, 9 feet deep when you're fishing high water like this on the Deschutes for float fishing for steelhead. So who knows? I might have to go to 8 feet. Maybe 7 feet, maybe 9 feet, because it's just that high. Yeah, those addicted guys, man, they always run out of certain things, you know. But if you go to like the buy mart, you can pick up one of these addicted set floats, steelhead floats. You just can't find the trout floats. They don't sell them in the buy marts. But you can't find the addicted steelhead floats at Weimar yet. So if you're looking for a steelhead float to try, Addicted got one at Weimar you can try out. And you can catch trout on the steelhead floats too, so I've done it myself. Just a little bit harder for them to take it under because it's a bigger float. Them trout floats are really nice though. They cast really good. But the reason why they cast really well is they got a lot of weight. They got weight to them. So, and that weight helps you to cast them a lot further. When those addicted guys decided to get into the merch business of fishing merchandise, they knew what they were looking to make. They built it and worked out for them. 0. A big old goose egg so far, and we're still going strong. Even though it's a big old goose egg, we're not giving up. We're not giving up. We're not giving up. We're not giving up. Even though it's getting colder and it's getting later, we're not giving up. I almost didn't fish the river today. I almost didn't fish the river today. I almost went to the reservoir because the water was high. I didn't know if it was going to be murky, but when I got here and saw that it was clear and it had dropped about 4 foot overnight, literally it dropped about 4 foot overnight. The rock that I'm standing on was completely underwater yesterday when I showed you guys, took you guys on the live stream of the flooding and stuff. But when I got here this morning, the water was receded. I knew I was fishing the river this morning. So I fished for a couple hours this morning, and then I went home to try to fix my electrical problems, and I couldn't fix my electrical problems. So what I do, after working on it for about an hour, I came back to fishing. Typical fisherman, huh? If you can't fix something at home, just go back to fishing, right? I even called my good buddy Josh of all trades, asked him a couple questions about the electrical problem I was having, and he gave me all kinds of ideas, and I tried all these different things, and never did get the electrical problem fixed. Yep, only 11 days, and it's just like, I got to make every day count, Every day's got to count from here till the end of the year, and I haven't even had a bite today. Haven't even had a bite, and that's the sad thing is, even on a day when I'm gonna get skunked, I at least bump one fish. I haven't done that yet today. I mean, I think I might have had a bite, but because I didn't have a hook, I didn't hook it. I'm just like, I ain't even got a bite today. So we're gonna grind it out as much as possible till the end of the year. The grind is real, it stays real, and hopefully there's gonna be a fish with our name on it before the end of the year. If the water recedes as quickly as it's been receding, it could be back to normal by Tuesday. But I think we got more rain and stuff coming next week, so I don't think it's going to be in our favor. To be totally honest with you guys, I think we got more rain in the forecast coming. Oh, they wanted to do the surgery Christmas Eve. If I haven't already told you guys that, they were like, "Oh, we can do the surgery on Christmas Eve." I'm like, "Nope, not gonna happen. Too close to Christmas." But we're gonna have the surgery eventually, anyways. Yep, the river will close for 4 months. Now, you can still go further downriver, down towards Mop and fish, but this stretch of river we're fishing here is closed after the first of the year. It closes till April, the end of April. So, if I want to chase steelhead, I got to go further downriver after the first of the year. And that will be fish going back to the ocean because they'll be done spawning. There's a nice fish down there doing its thing, but it's not biting anything I want. I'm throwing at it. There's some nice fish in the river right now. I just don't know why they won't bite what I'm throwing. Just sticking their tongue going, nah, 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 you can't catch me, you can't catch me. And I'm like, ugh. You know that guy off of Inside Out, I think is what it is. Uh, I don't know. Anyways, a little dude, red dude, and he every time he gets mad, he catches fire. Yeah, that's what it's like sometimes when you're steelhead fishing. It's just the way it is sometimes. And you go from peaceful, la, 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 I'm fishing, I'm enjoying life, oh yeah. And then that big old steelhead just rolls right down the river. And it's like 50 casts to it and not a single bite. And you're like, bah! Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely different. For sure, for sure. You like my little interpretation of fishing, huh? There, Sky. It's exactly how it is. uh, you have to think eventually you're going to run into one, right? Make an adjustment. Now this is where a slip bobber comes in handy, is when you start making that adjustment and you can only make it so far to where it's comfortable casting or you're not going to catch something behind you. Well, now we're getting to that point to where if we're not real careful casting behind us, because we made that adjustment of about 1.5 feet, we moved our float up. That means we're going to be more likely to hook stuff behind us or to the side of us because we've made that adjustment. So we've got to be careful on and watch what we're doing and how we're doing it so that we don't hook other things. So we made the adjustment, the water's high. So now the only thing and logical thing to do is to make an adjustment and see if they're deeper in the water column than your normal 3 to 6 feet deep. Because this morning we did start out shallow. We worked it to 6 feet and I knew the water was going to be high. I didn't make any more adjustments until right now. So maybe 7.5 feet, 8 feet, maybe we'll start getting a bite. I don't know if that's going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. That's all we can do. Yeah, I would say that's pretty close to 8 feet than 7.5. Oh, I just seen a fish. Oh yeah, there's fish in there somewhere. Even if they're not biting, there's fish in there somewhere. We're gonna have to pick that up, pull it out because we're drifting right into the rock. But it gave us good drift to the rock, so that's a plus. Let's see. Let's see. What do you get when you cross the river running high and a steelhead, a frustrated G? That's true. That's true. A frustrated G-man. Do I ever bottom fish with a bait? Like if I'm fishing like the rivers, I fish the bottom with a bait. But like the river, because I'm constantly bouncing on the bottom, I'm not setting it in there on the bottom. I'll throw the spoons I throw. I'm throwing basically to bounce along the bottom. So yeah, I am fishing the bottom. It's just a different way of fishing the bottom because you're not staying in one spot because you're fishing the river and it's got current, and that current moves your lures. To where in a lake, you don't have the current. See, like the lake don't have the current, so it's not going to move it for you. So basically, with the float rig, I'm trying to get my lure as close to the bottom, just like if you're fishing the lake. Only difference is you're fishing the float and it's bouncing like this with the waves, trying to get close to the bottom without actually snagging the bottom. So basically, with the float, yeah, you're trying to get that jig close to the bottom. They do have more areas to explore, that's for sure. For sure, for sure. I may have just missed the fish there. I lost my bobber and it was under, and I totally lost it there for like a good while. So I reeled it in because I couldn't find it, and there's no fish there though. I was just like, where's my float? Yeah, you would need a bigger weight for sure. But as high as the water is right now, you would need a lot more weight to hold on the bottom. But I don't never plunk the river. Like Shears Falls, I'll plunk that because we can use bait at Shears Falls. But the river where we're fishing now, no bait, so no plunking for me. Like on the Columbia River, we'll plunk with spinning gloves without bait. So that's a little bit different story. And I'm sure you can catch a fish plunk in the Deschutes River. I've just not done it myself. High water, I might do that. I don't have a lot of time left today, so I might do some plunking. I might, maybe Tuesday or something. Mm-hmm. Cowlitz, yeah. In Washington, yeah. I've heard of the Cowlitz River. I've never been there, but hopefully someday I'll get to go fish that. Sounds like it'd be a fun place to fish. So. You're having plunk steak tonight? I mean, plank steak. Plunk steak instead of. You're too funny, funny, Ron. Thanks, CSDT 7 something or other, however you say that. Lemon pepper trout will always be one of your favorite. Nice. Yep. A nice piece of trout is always good. It's always good. Nice piece of trout or steelhead or salmon. Heck yeah. What up, Redmond, Oregon? Yeah. Glad somebody thinks I roll. Because right now I'm stinging it up. I'm stinking it up. I'm stinking it up. I'm not even getting a sniffle right now. It's okay though. It happens. It happens. Mm-hmm. Yeah, next 2 weeks I'm going to be working the good old-fashioned day shift at work. I think there's other YouTubers that probably whirl more than I do. Well, you know, I accidentally catch them once in a while. Once in a while, my good buddy Ron from Florida, he likes to send me some decoys, you know, once in a while. And then once in a while I'll go with Stay Fishy and he'll hook a trout and let me reel it in, you know. Because Stay Fishy's just that nice of a guy. Is there a fish on? Something? Nope, it's a snag. I was like, what? No, you gotta be kidding me. It was just a snag, never mind. I was about ready to start hooting and hollering. I thought I had a fish there for a second. I just had a snag. I got excited. I'm gonna cry. Nada. Nada. Gotcha. Let's see, back to it. But yes, usually if I fish with stay fish, he's kind enough to let me reel in one of his trout, you know, because being that I don't know how to catch a fish once in a while. Sometimes you got to have a good buddy like that to allow you to reel in one of his fish, you know. He can say, "Oh, you caught it," you know, even though I didn't. Anyways, Dill, boy, what's going on? Glad you could join us today. Yeah, that's true. Those trout, you buy in a store don't look exactly like the ones you're catching for sure. So it's definitely a little bit different. Um, yeah, how you doing, man? I'm glad you could join the live stream. Yeah, once in a while I do hook my own fish, but most of the time somebody's got to hook them and let me reel them in if I'm going to catch them. Or my buddy Ron sends me decoys, you know. I can hook onto the line and make them look real, you know. Oh, I love my job. I love being a YouTuber. It's such a great thing, especially when you get stories like what we got this morning in the chat. You know, to be able to help somebody out, you know, and not even knowing what they're going through, you know. Truly a blessing and an honor. Depth check, depth check. We definitely slid down some, I think. If we did, not a lot, but we definitely slid down a little bit. Um, yeah, because you guys don't have any cold enough water for the trout or the salmon down there, right? And only flits or so, huh? Dang, that's pretty rugged. So you don't know if that fish has been in the market for a month or a day. All you know is it's best buy, huh? Darn it. I hope there's a fish on eventually. I mean, I ain't even got a true sniff today from them. Nice, nice, nice. Still at work overtime. Probably helps you out this time of year going through overtime, right? Fish with clear eyes and are the freshest. Gotcha, gotcha. That was cool. That sucker come up and jumped right on my jump and hit my line. That's fun. Well, Ron, someday you'll have to come to Oregon and catch a trout with me, man. That way you can have some fresh fillets, Ron. Yeah, they definitely look different than the wild fish for sure, or the hatchery fish, because the hatchery fish are basically farmed fish for just a little bit of time. They're not. It's not like farmed fish that are only in tanks their whole life. Hatchery fish, they actually get to swim around in waters that they would naturally eat stuff out of. Definitely makes a big difference what they're eating and what their meat looks like too. I'll be so glad to finally have that surgery done and over with. Yeah, that's what I hear. They dye them a color so that they look like they're what they're supposed to look like, from what I've read and heard. I have no clue what to eat. And I don't want to know either. In case if I ever have to eat one of them farm fresh fish. I don't want to know. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true, Ron. Other fish poop. But once they've been in the river long enough, though, they start getting a little muscle and they start eating what they naturally would eat, and then they start looking like a fish instead of a byproduct. See, after the river closes, I'm going to wait for it to. I'm going to be fishing for trout and stuff like that, but I'm going to be ready for it to start warming up so I can start catching crappies and bluegills again and catfish. But as long as I got 11 more days of this, I'm happy. Boy, those trout we caught through the ice last year sure were skinny, though. Outdoors with Skeeter. What's going on, Skeeter? How you doing today? Glad you could join us. All right, time to switch rods again. Always switching rods. Yeah, good, but not good eating. That's true. Same way with Haystack Reservoir. They put them big old brood stock in there. Not worth eating, but fun to catch. Yeah, they got to have time to get adjusted to eating what they would naturally eat before they start tasting good, you know. Back to jigging with a jigging rod instead of using a float rod. Either way, jig fishing is fun. I mean, the watching a float go under there's nothing like it when you're steelhead fishing. But on the other hand, there's nothing like throwing your jig out there, popping it like this, and then all of a sudden, it's a blast, man. A real blast. Yes, definitely. Was nice to go and visit family. Shoot some videos with them. Introduce you guys to my dad, and who raised me to be a fisherman, and I kind of kept on with it when I moved out here to Oregon. So definitely was fun to see my brother and my dad and everybody else, and definitely had a nice time. I'm ready to do it again, though. I'm ready to do it when it's a little warmer. That way the fish should be biting better. But we caught a few fish back there when we were back there in the cold. So just because it's cold don't mean you can't catch a warm water fish for sure. Mm-hmm. We got this oddball trout here too. It's from England, Eagle Lake, a high alkaline lake. Monster fish, but they taste terrible. Oh yeah, monster fish, but they're terrible. Wagyu burger in time. All right, nice. I'm gonna do my best to catch after you leave, just like I've done my best to catch one while you're here, man. Well, hey, you must be watching my stuff if my vid popped right up. uh, Really, that's crazy how that works sometimes. Well, you must watch a lot of fishing videos then, if that happened. Yeah, you guys walked past me that same day, huh? 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 Crazy. Well, you know that Missouri's where my heart is at sometimes, but you know, here my wife, my kids, my grandbabies, you know. So good old fashioned Oregon's where I like to be, but I like to be back in Missouri once in a while to visit family. So it's always nice when I get to go back and see folks and say hi. And next time hopefully I won't keep it such a secret from YouTube on what I'm doing. But this time it was more or less just a surprise dad. And I didn't want somebody who knows my dad who watches back there, because I do have people in Missouri that watch my channel other than family, and I didn't want to ruin any kind of surprise. So I had people hit me up and say, "Oh, next time you're in Missouri, hit me up. We'll go fishing together." And I couldn't tell them nothing because it was going to be a surprise. And sometimes that's the way it goes. Yeah, I think the reason why I push out the G-Man so much is because I put out so much content, and I'm doing the work of a full-time YouTuber, but I'm not making the money of a full-time YouTuber. Who knows if I'll ever make the money of a full-time YouTuber? But even if not, that's fine. You know, I'm where I'm making a little bit of something, but that's only because, like, I've got people who see me, and it's like people like Josh of all trades. I mean, no, it wasn't cash, but he helped out the channel by buying speakers and stuff and microphones for the channel. So I mean, it's paying for itself because other people are helping me out. Even if it's not giving me cash, they're still helping me out. You know, people like Alex who don't pay me, but they come, they spend their day with me. They fish with me and stuff like that. That's all stuff that's helping the funds, even if it's not money. And then there's people like Josh who works at the school, comes down, fishes with me. That's payment enough. And the story this morning, I can't say that enough. That story this morning, I kid you not. I didn't know what that little dude was going through at that time. I seen a kid who wanted to catch a fish. I seen a kid who excitement. He wanted, probably one of the kids who was like, "Oh, can I have a fish? Can I have a fish?" And I was like, "Here, yeah, have a fish, no problem." Next thing you know, do you want to catch a fish? And they're like, "Oh yeah, I want to catch a fish." I hand them my rod. Next thing you know, they're catching a fish. And YouTube pays in so many more ways other than just money. Everybody thinks it's about making that. You can make a lot of money off. Yeah, you can make a lot of money off of it, but sometimes it's so much more than this. So, that story this morning was just so incredible. I mean, Eskimo Style and Blue and everybody else that was in on that chat, it was phenomenal. Yeah, I seen you streaming games. Yeah, for sure. It is a lot of fun, for sure, for sure. Exactly. Thank you. I agree with you. It is a beautiful view. Beautiful view. Yep, an extra rod. Yep, that's true. That is so true. Buy me a coffee. It is a thing you can use it so people can send you money or join a membership. You might like it. Well, I mean, it's just the small things that happen. All right, have a good one. Be safe out there, huh? Yep, come on. I would take a little fish at this point. It ain't got to be a big one. Just I would take a small one at this point. I mean, it's been a grind today for sure. And, you know, I've been having so much luck the last few trips, and it's been a minute since I've been skunked, and looks like today's going to be the skunker, but you never know. There's still time. No, we're not allowed to use worms on the Deschutes River. It's all artificial flies and lures on the Deschutes. I I don't know if worms would do it justice or not. Just dropped and paddle. Keep drag low. Yeah. Yep, can't use the worms. Trust me, I don't know if it. I mean, it might make a difference if you could use a worm. It might not though. I mean, there are days you can't get a fish to hit a worm, and there's other days where they will. It's just like anything, I think. You know, some days they want a worm, some days they don't. Pills would help if you had worms, yeah. Every time I come down to this river, I think, man, if I could use a worm, I might be able to catch a fish. But I catch plenty of fish without worms too, so I just feel like maybe sometimes worms would be an advantage. I don't know. Depends on the season, yeah. Depends on the season, I think so. On if they work better. Let's say Oregon. We're in Oregon. Um, Smash and minnows crawls are best. Oh yeah? I'm not single, I'm married. But I'm in Oregon. No, you can't use soft plastics either. You can use artificial flies and lures. So like what I'm using right now is I'm using a marabou jig. Basically what it does is it mimics a fly. So I'm using a marabou jig right now. So, and then earlier I was using a panther martin. I was using a jig and a bobber. I was using a stilly spoon and a little Cleo spoon as well. Nope, not single. Sorry. Married, got a wife, got kids, got grandbabies. Sorry. Yeah, that's one thing I found out about fishing is sometimes you gotta have everything, you know. And you know, this is the only spot you guys have seen me fish this afternoon. But this morning I fished other spots as well. This morning's live stream I was further downriver. And then this afternoon I'm up here and just kind of stationed up and fishing right here. Fishing for steelhead, which is basically a trout. I mean, it is a trout. It's just a sea run trout is basically what a steelhead is. So it's still a trout, but it's a sea run trout. It goes to the ocean, comes back. If you don't know what a steelhead is it's a sea run trout. It goes out to the ocean for 5 years. It goes out to the ocean small, goes out to the ocean for 5 years, swims back up to the river to spawn, comes back bigger, stronger, healthier, and it comes up into the river and it spawns because it's a migratory fish and lays its eggs and then it goes back out to the ocean and does it all over again. Hopefully that answers your question about a steelhead. But yeah, it's basically a trout. Running out of daylight, guys. Running out of daylight. Seeing like with the jigs, I'm doing two different styles of jigging. One's the jigging like what I'm doing now, which is what they call cracking. Where you throw out there and you just like that, like what I'm doing now. And the other is with a bobber. So I've done two different styles of jig fishing today. Yep, 38 likes. Let's go. Let's go. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. Yeah. Let's go. Wrapped up around my tip of the rod. So I can't really do much with it right now. Get it unwrapped. Here. What's going to happen is I'm going to get hung up on the bottom. I'm going to lose my jig because I got it wrapped up. Woo-hoo, I got it. Never mind. I was going to say something here. Basically, I need to get more merch made up because I'm gonna have to use that money from the merch so I can afford to pay for my surgery that I'm having here. So I've got to get some more merch set up before my surgery and start getting it sold, so I'll have money to pay for my surgery coming up here pretty quick. It's really an unplanned surgery, but it's got to be done. So I got to get JR Bud to get those that merch stuff done, so I can start selling something or doing something, so I can start having that income to help pay for surgery. So that's what I was gonna say before I got distracted with with the line being wrapped around the tip of my rod. Is gonna have to get something done. So I got a little extra money to help pay for the surgery that I'm gonna be going through. So I need to get that merch out. Thank you for sharing, Mo. Appreciate that. Hopefully I can sell some merch so it'll help me out. But I got to get everything made up and stuff though, and everything finalized so that I can start selling the merchandise for the channel, so that hopefully I'll be able to make some money to help pay for some of the expenses of the surgery that I'm going to be going through. The biggest problem right now is I don't know how much the surgery is going to cost. I already know what some of it's going to cost, but I don't know what all of it's going to cost, and that's an issue there in its own right. But at least if I could get some merch made up and start thinking about selling it, at least it would help relieve some of the cost of the surgery that I'm going to be going through. And don't get me wrong, I got insurance and stuff, and that's gonna help out too. But the thing about insurance is they only cover so much, and then you still got a portion to pay for. So. Woohoo! We got 36 likes, 12 watches. Oh yeah. So yeah, we'll hopefully get some merch made up and ready to start selling to help out with some of these bills that's coming up. I've been trying to get merch out for a few years now. It just hadn't worked out, and hopefully this time this one's going to work out, and I'm going to get enough merch out to start selling and hopefully making something off of it. One, to help out with the surgery. Two, so that I can make more content for you guys, because if I can start making something, making a little something to help provide gas or fishing gear or whatever, it'll help out, the channel. So And I don't know realistically how long it's going to take to get the merch out. I've been waiting for a minute, but things just haven't been working out between getting things done. So, and it seems like that's always the issue, is just getting it done so I can start getting it out, you know. I'm kind of famous around here. A lot of people know me. But it's not because of the YouTube channel that people know me. The reason why people know me is because I'm local. I work local. I work for the school district. A lot of people know me through the school district. So a lot of people know me from the jobs I've worked over the years. And basically, I'm just a local. And that's why a lot of people know me. A lot of people do know my YouTube channel. But the thing about it is people have been honking at me long before I ever became a YouTube. Started putting out content on YouTube. So a lot of these people you hear honking, it isn't because they're subscribed to me. It's because they know me personally. So it's not uncommon for me to hear 50 cars go by and honk at me in a day of fishing. Sometimes more than that. Sometimes more than that. How many still you caught so far? Today, big old goose egg, 0. I generally will keep them if they're a hatchery fish. I generally don't throw any hatcheries back unless, for whatever reason, I just don't feel like cleaning the fish, I guess. But most of the time, if it's a hatchery steelhead, it's going home. This year, I've taken two hatchery steelheads home this year. But the thing is, I've hooked a dozen of them, and I've only taken two of them home. So that's not a very good number. Something ain't right there. I got some weeds on there or something. Yeah. Something. I knew something wasn't right there. Yeah. Good old-fashioned leaf. That'll definitely mess up your jig. A leaf on the jig. At least we didn't get skunked, huh? Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go. Boy, that carpal tunnel is nothing a joke. It's no joke. Just, my hands. They don't want to work anymore. They go numb and they hurt. Everything in between. Freshwater stocking stuffers. Freshwater stocking stuffers. Yeah. Let's go down to the river, get some salad and some leaves and some rock cod and stuff some stockings with them. I'm hoping before Christmas we get another steelhead. I would love to play a prank on my wife, put a steelhead in her stocking. That'd be pretty funny. Ah, wake up, wife! It's Christmas morning. Go check your stocking, and she got a big old steelhead in there. that would be too much. I could see her face get really red. Nope, not yet. I'm gonna go get it done tomorrow, I think. Go finish it up tomorrow. Tomorrow is my last day of shopping, I think, for Christmas, and then it'll be done by the end of tomorrow. After I get done with church, I'm gonna kiss the wife and tell her, "We'll see you later." I'm gonna go do my Christmas shopping. I've got 4 more people to shop for. Maybe 5. Just depends. Who's on my naughty list, I guess. The frustrations, I'm telling you guys. Yeah, I'm hoping to go fishing for recovery. They wanted to do it Christmas Eve, but I told them, nope, not gonna happen. I want to be able to use my hands on Christmas Day. So we're gonna do it after the first of the year. Hopefully sooner than later. Yeah, there I go. Yep. Get that surgery done, and hopefully my hands will be good as new. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let's go. It's so odd using my left hand to do all this stuff, but I mean, pretty much I'm forced to use my left hand. It's got carpal tunnel too, but it's not nearly as bad as my right hand, because my right hand's my more dominant hand. So I'm trying to get used to using my left hand more, which is a good thing. Also went ocean fishing, huh? Nice. So I'm trying to get used to using my left hand more. But my left arm gets tired way quicker than my right one, so I have to switch on and off so that I can keep on fishing. Left arm's like, quit using me. Quit using me. I'm like, yeah, we're going to keep using it. We got to if we're going to get this grind fish. truly grind today, though. It's a grind. I don't know. I think we're only going to give it probably maybe another 10, 15 minutes. And then we're going to get off here. Then we're going to get off here. Then we're going to go home, relax a little bit, get ready for Sunday morning, and go have a grand time. Yeah, I mean, it can get that way, especially when you're throwing spinners and stuff like that. It definitely can get all tangled up. That's where a good swivel comes in handy. It definitely can help keep you from getting so tangled up. So finding a good swivel that's gonna serve your needs when you're steelhead fishing, and that'll help keep you from getting tangled up so much. As if you get a good swivel, because depending on what you're using, you're gonna get a lot of line twists when you're steelhead fishing. Like if I'm jigging, I don't need it, or if I'm jigging bobber fishing, I don't need a swivel. But like if I'm using a spoon or a spinner, you definitely need a swivel for sure. Yes, me and the wife, we've been ocean fishing too. Yeah. Yeah, that's always a good highlight day when you're steelhead fishing. There's been many times when my kids were younger, me and the wife, we'd come down here to the river and we'd build a fire and we'd have marshmallows and hot dogs, and we'd roast hot dogs and marshmallows and fish. We'd make a day out of it. We'd come down here, build a really nice fire, and enjoy the day. Always a beautiful way to go fishing with kids. You know, it's one way to keep them warm. It's one way to keep them interested because they're eating sweet things, they're eating healthy things. Definitely a great way to do it. And yes, the captain in our first excursion of fishing was pretty old. The second time guy was probably in his 50s, but the first guy was probably, I don't know, probably in his 70s. The wife has to keep reminding me that the guy was like 180 years old. But he wasn't 180 years old. He was probably only about, I would guess probably late 60s, maybe early 70s. Maybe. But that is a great way to spend a day steelhead fishing with kids, building a nice fire, marshmallows and hot dogs. Ask my wife, she's right there on the screen. Tell them how much fun that is to build a fire and roast marshmallows and hot dogs. That's always fun. See, when you said roasted marshmallows or hot dogs, I'm like, yeah, way to go. People think that steelhead fishing has to be all work and no fun, but quite frankly, some days steelhead fishing, the best day steelhead fishing is doing that, you know. You go out with your kids, you let them tangle the lines up, you get frustrated. It happens, but you have a nice fire, you have some marshmallows. Way to go. That is freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. Kids like that kind of stuff. And parents generally like the roast marshmallows or hot dogs anyways, so always an added bonus. Sweet. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, and share button, y'all. We're getting ready to get off here in just a few minutes. Been a nice long day. The grind is real as usual. So usual. Cowboy Joe, hey, what's going on? But man, it's been a minute. There for a while, you were in every live stream. Now it's like once every couple months or something like that, it seemed like. You had more fun looking for firewood. Quack, quack, quack is right, ducks. It is a fun day. Hot dogs and marshmallows myself. Yeah. Nope, didn't catch nothing. We've been fishing, but not catching. That's okay though. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Heart failure, that stinks. Yeah. I just got back from visiting my dad over the Thanksgiving holiday. Had a nice time over there. He's 76 years old. I wanted to go back and see him this year. And so the wife and I, we went there and surprised him on Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, that's very true. It's a little off. The water clarity is definitely off. It's not like it was before it started raining. Uh, it's definitely clear enough to catch fish for sure, but it's definitely a little murky for sure. Now the river I showed yesterday during my live stream, the Shitai Creek, it's brown and muddy looking, but the Deschutes River, nice and clean. A little murky, but not bad. Not bad. You could definitely still catch fish. Mm-hmm. Oh. In his 80s, wow. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, it was just nice to be able to get back there and say hi to the old man. Being that he's never been out here in Oregon in the 30 years I've been in Oregon, he's never been out here. I've been back there, a couple times. Air Force for 24 years. Wow. So he'll be doing the whole honors thing then, huh? Ooh-wee. Yeah, that's normal for it. Usually, basically, what happens is after they stop fishing at Shears Falls, what they do is they go off the counts off the Columbia River, and I don't think they keep count of how many they estimate is going to come up the river after that. But, you know, the Deschutes have got plenty of fish in it. It's just finding the right one. Cremated, yeah. That's common, you know, people wanting to be cremated. It seems like it's getting to be more and more common all the time. So, but anywho, I think we're gonna get ready to call it a day. We've been grinding it out. We may have had a bite, we may not have had one. I mean, it's hard to tell sometimes without that definitive head shake. I mean, it felt like maybe I had a bite, but no definitive head shake. So I'm not gonna say yeah for sure I had a bite today. I didn't. Out of Clear Lake, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. I haven't spent much time out there at Clear Lake, but yeah, I mean, we got Clear Lake in Oregon, or is it Clear Lake in California? I'm assuming it's Oregon because you're in Oregon. But it's a beautiful, beautiful spot up there where Clear Lake is. So I've definitely been up there a couple times. Clear Lake. I've not really fished it, so I can't really say anything good about the reports on fishing there. But you know, I fished it. I visited it a couple times. But anywho, y'all, I think it's that time. It's getting late. It's getting chilly. I want to get home, have some food, think about resting up for tomorrow, Christmas shopping. So, y'all, you know what time it is. You guys know what time it is. Remember to catch, kiss, and release your fish. Oh, good to see that you're back in the chat. Hopefully you'll join us some more and some more chats. Yeah. All right, you guys, you know what time it is. Remember to catch, kiss, and release the fish once in a while. It ensures a future fishery for all. Till next time, this is G-Man Fishing, and we are out.